Hello and welcome to another episode of Mortgage Influencers, where we bring you professionals who share insight into the latest trends, tips, industry technology, and services to help you be a mortgage influencer in your mortgage business.
Okay, good. And we should be live. So happy Wednesday. Welcome to our Mortgage Video Mastermind. My name is Ginger Bell. I have Scott Schang. And we have a very special guest who we are so excited about today. So Andrew Pawlak with Lead Pops. And Andrew has been in the mortgage space for how many years, Andrew? A few.
18. Over 18 now.
Yeah. Is it really?
Yep, 2004 got into this whole digital marketing for mortgage and real estate thing I've been doing. So
yeah, and you've done a ton of cool things. So for those of you who are watching and don't know Andrew, I'm going to kind of walk you through how you created Lead Pops, just to give everyone an idea. And then we really want to unpack this new offering that you have as part of Lead Pops with your Rebel Local, which I love that name. So tell me, I know you started out in the digital space, obviously not with your own company, but for somebody else, right?
yeah, started out selling real estate websites back when it was a pretty innovative concept in 2004. So there's only a few companies doing it. And I just fell in love with digital marketing, and I really I thought it could be done better right from the get-go. So I was just really had a bunch of ideas on what we could do with the product to make it even better. And I'm a sales guy, so I want to make my life as easy as a sales guy as possible. So, I had a lot of different ideas for it, and got this concept in my head that I could start a company. And a couple years after getting started in the industry, I launched my first, it was a mortgage website company at the time. So 2006, was a co-founder in a company called 220 Marketing. They still exist today, but yeah, so that was my start, and came up with the idea for Lead Pops in 2009. So it was a few years after that. I just, always looking at innovation and what could we do better. And I thought lead generation mattered a whole lot, and I didn't think anyone was really doing it well. So that's where the idea for Lead Pops came from.
And what you have with Lead Pops, it's not a normal website. And I think that's one of the things in the mortgage industry. And when I got into really getting involved with video marketing and marketing with originators, I honestly was shocked at some of the websites that are out there, because they're not inviting, they're not engaging, they don't do a good pathway. It's just more of a place card, if you will. And in today's world, you have to have a good digital presence. You have to make it easy for consumers to be able to find out about you, engage with you, and do all of that. And that's one of the things I love about Lead Pops. So tell me a little bit, without getting into too much detail, but what makes Lead Pops different in terms of a website?
Yeah, absolutely. So the idea for Lead Pops was that websites don't do a whole lot for you if you don't understand how to convert the traffic into leads. And especially at the time when I came up with the concept, it was an online brochure and a loan application. And back in 2009, 2010, I mean, the loan application experience was obviously a whole lot worse than it is today. But even the fancier apps that exist, the POS systems that exist, it's more of a service tool. It's not something that's going to bring in a new customer. If I haven't spoken with you, even if a realtor has told the borrower that, hey, this is my go-to person, that's a lot of times it's not like a slam dunk, right? So
no, in most lead capture back then was a big static form with a bunch of fields sitting on a page. Yeah. Right. And it was just, I mean, it was kind of intimidating. It was really boring, really bland. And it was like, here, fill out all of these fields. It was, it wasn't good.
Yeah. And that's where people are supposed to provide information, and it's somewhat repelling, like it scares people off. So, I didn't invent this concept. I'll give credit where credit's due. I saw two big players in mortgage lead generation, I thought, doing something really interesting back in 2009. It was Lending Tree and Lower My Bills. I went down this rabbit hole of just like clicking all over their stuff, signing up for their emails, Googling them. And lo and behold, every time you clicked on something they drove you into, it was always this kind of fun, one question at a time, kind of pulling you into this process. It didn't feel like an application. You didn't really even know you were filling out a form. It's just the way they presented that whole experience was done really well. I saw there's like a psychology to it, and I thought that's a product. That's something loan officers and mortgage companies and real estate agents should be doing for themselves, instead of buying leads from these kind of middleman type companies who are kind of wedging themselves between the customer and the originator. And I thought, hey, let's cut out the middleman and provide that technology directly to the loan officer. And that's where, you know, Lead Pops came from. And from there, we started building websites, running some Facebook ads, Google ads, and really that engine, that capture mechanism, you can plug it into anything. It's a website, a blog post, an email blast. It doesn't even have to be connected to a website. You can connect it directly to your link tree on Instagram. So a lot of different ways to drive people to it. And, you know, the idea is you got to be able to capture and convert and create relationships with people. I don't want to replace the loan officer with technology. I just want to create a better mechanism to engage with people who are looking for you and connect you with those people.
Yep.
Yeah, what I loved about what you did, Andrew, is because you actually, it's almost two products, is you built the websites that have all of the lead capture mechanisms integrated into it, and the way that you just, you know, figured out the psychology of that and the user experience and just to optimize that. But and so we use your website, and I just use your lead capture funnels in other places, and you can drive, they almost become a one-page website even, and they're becoming more and more of a single page website, which is just a single point of conversion, and they're just beautiful and effective.
Well, thanks for that. And that is what they are. And I'm always bugging you with my texts. I'm sending you top secret stuff.
I love it. I love it.
Gotta check this out. What do you think? So it's
I've always got an opinion.
Yeah, and you always you point things out that I'm like, I missed that. Damn it, Scott. Thank you, but damn it. Okay, I'm gonna go fix that. But it's kind of fun to have that relationship with you. And yeah, that is what it is. It connects to the website, but it also acts as its own independent capture tool that you can just use as a website or a landing page. So that's kind of at a high level what the concept is. And that's where the Rebel Local concept came from.
Yeah, so I want to get into that, and we want to welcome Frank. So
Hey, Frank.
You look like you're in someplace nice and sunny. Maybe.
Well, I'm in the back. I'm in the backyard. I you know, just things are going on in the house. I was like, man, sorry, I jumped in a little bit late, but Andrew, hi, good to meet you. And
Good to meet you, Frank.
And yeah, so far I'm incredibly intrigued. So.
And Andrew, if you want to do a screen share and kind of go through what you have with Rebel Local, that's fine. I can, let me make sure that you have that ability, because I think seeing it is important. I know when you had shared it with me, and we have a lot of our clients that we do video for that use Lead Pops. And so I've been bugging you for a while. It's like, let's do more video. Let's get more video on there. Make it easier for them to do video. And you've done that now. But what you've done, and while you're getting that set up, I'll kind of tee you up a little bit. And Scott, you can hop in because you know about it too. But you know, video, if you're not doing video, you have to do video. I mean, that's just the thing. Frank, we have on, and I always call you the godfather of video, because I mean, he realized the power of video back when you were a branch manager. And that's how you started, and with Think Big, Work Small. And so I think a lot of people that are jumping into doing video, they know the importance, they're just not sure how to do it and where to place it. And what you've done is make it very easy to leverage some of the videos they're doing and to use it in different ways. And you've done that with this Rebel Local, which can go, again, on top of the website. It can go into, other areas. And I haven't even started playing around with it. I'm excited to get in there and start doing that as well. So whenever you're ready, if you want to share your screen, if you can, fine. If not, if you want to just chat about it, that's okay.
Yeah, I think a screen share is always helpful to kind of visualize. Otherwise, we're playing Pictionary, and that gets a little difficult. So I'll explain the concept as I kind of talk about it, and then I'll share some examples of the tool. So Rebel Local, some of you that might remember or have been with us for a little bit, a tool called Sticky Bar, and that's kind of what this came from. Sticky Bar was popular because the idea was you could add a little snippet of code onto a site, and it adds a banner, like a call to action banner that you could place at the top or the bottom of the page. And it was a really easy way to embed that call to action, a dynamic call to action, on a website or page without having to kind of get into like the content management system of some sort of a website builder to add like buttons and links into the content. So it made that very easy. And in fact, that's still a popular tool that we have that we haven't replaced. We're using it still with our solution. So this is an example of a realtor we work with, and that banner across the top of his page is the initial concept of Sticky Bar. It still exists, and we just expanded on that concept quite a bit. So this banner that you kind of see across the top, promoting a guaranteed offer with a button that's kind of pulsing, check my eligibility. And then when you click into that, that's then pulling you through into the next page, the next destination, which is a Lead Pops capture funnel. And that goes through our kind of now probably pretty well-known sequence of collecting information in a way that is fun. It's kind of gamified. You see the progress bar at the top. You kind of know where you're going through the process. We collect like 15 to 20 points of data. We make it really easy for the customer to kind of invest themselves into that process before we hit them with something they don't want to give us, like their name, email, phone number. So, you know, we're trying to ease them into, tell us a little bit about you, get a bunch of micro commitments before we ask for stuff that we haven't frankly earned yet. Like you just clicked on my page, asking for name, email, phone number, tell me where you live, things like that. It's kind of going for the jugular. So this is the sequence we created. It works really well. Conversion rates are usually in the, you know, in the double digits, into the 20 and 30 percentages, sometimes depending on the traffic source. And really it's a matter of, you got to get traffic to this funnel. So Sticky Bar came about where we thought, how can we add an easier way for even customers that don't have a Lead Pops website? Because Lead Pops websites are loaded up with our lead funnels. There's anywhere from 50 to 100 different places within our websites where we're pulling you into a lead funnel based on the content you're reading. So if it's a VA page, we're pulling you to a VA funnel, and there's about 5 or 6 different places with buttons and links that are strategically placed with calls to action that get you to click and pull you into a capture sequence based for VA. Again, Sticky Bar made it so that we could add that call to action to our websites or to any outside website. It's not always a Lead Pops client that can benefit, obviously, from our capture product and our way of doing it. So Sticky Bar made that possible, but it was limited. It was just a bar, couldn't really customize colors, fonts. It was a very basic, let's call it an MVP product. We wanted to test and kind of see what would happen. And before you knew it, one of our big mortgage companies had about 400 of them installed on their real estate partners' websites. So they went to town and they looked at it as like a digital yard sign. So it took off, but there were the limitations that got us to go kind of back to the drawing board. It was black and orange. Some people didn't like the look of it, and you really couldn't customize it too much. So Rebel Local was the last 2 years of us taking in the feedback, evaluating, like, how do we make this a better product? How do we customize it? So we came up with a bunch of different ways of presenting this on the page. Here's an example of one that's kind of sitting in the corner here on a loan officer profile page. The concept of optimizing loan officer profiles has become very popular. I'm in conversations with about a dozen pretty big companies who have, in some cases, dozens, in some cases, thousands of loan officers that they want to create a capture process for inside of their websites. This mechanism makes it very easy to install that dynamic call to action that's customized. And in this case, we're linking to 3 of our most popular kind of core funnels: a buy a home, a refinance, and a rate quote. And when you click, of course, buy a home, then we're going to pull you into a page specifically built for a pre-approval lead, and capturing a unique lead that's tracked back to that loan officer, arrives in their CRM. And this concept was kind of where we were going with the direction of the product. And then we discovered that, hey, you could actually fit video in that. And before I knew it, like, every conversation became, I want to use this thing for video, because it's a dynamic tool. You can embed it on a page, and once it's installed on that page, you can customize it any way you want, anytime you'd like. So I've got an example of a few of these just to kind of show you, because this is early. Like, we just launched this a couple weeks ago. So you are among the first people to kind of see this tool. I've got one installed on my own personal website. This is me just doing a talk at a mortgage kind of tech conference. I thought it'd be kind of neat to showcase that video. So I installed that video right here on my own personal site. And I'm not going to bore you with watching me up on a stage, but the concept is I can create this dynamic promotion or this module that now lives on my site. And then you go into the back end of Lead Pops, I can customize it in the dashboard. And let me just find that exact example for you. And it is so dynamic that once it sits on the page through the builder, I can just come on here, click on that video. Let's just say I want to update it with a Loom. I like Loom for my video stuff. If I go back into the admin and I just click that replace link, I just grabbed a new Loom link. I paste that link in there. That is now the live updated video. There's just a video icon. So I think I'm answering your question at the same time here, Scott, in terms of how you get to the video piece. You just insert that. I click save. That is now live updated on my site. So this video you see here is now going to be the video I just replaced it with. So anytime I update content on a topic, I'm able to dynamically embed that video on the landing page on my website and drive consumers back to my site, which is where we want them to go. I want them on your website. I want them on an asset that you have complete control over. When they click, we pull them to your site, and we can use a call to action to say, hey, check out this week's mortgage commentary. I break down the 3 things you got to know about this market when you're buying a home. That and a lot more. Realtors, tell your buyers about this video. Link below, and that pulls me to your website to watch that content, and you can update it anytime you'd like. So it just creates this dynamic offer that can say anything, link to anything, and talk about any topic that you want, whether it's video or in some cases, clients are doing some other things. Like here's one more quick example of one. It's not using video, but it's a pretty interesting concept of, hey, let's double check your mortgage offer and see if we can get you a better deal. And then this takes you to a funnel to offer a double check on your mortgage. This content could be replaced with a video if I'd like. But, as far as customization ability, it's really anything the client wants to promote. You can do it, and you can update your content that easily. And it just creates this dynamic call to action that can be customized any way you want and link to anything you'd like. It doesn't even have to link to a funnel. It can link to your calendar, your loan application, an event page, anything you want to update that link to, you can connect that with.
Another thing that I really like about it is you can put it anywhere. So you can put it on like your example of say a VA loan. So if you have a VA page, you can have it pop up and say, hey, thank you for your service. VA loans are the best loans you're ever going to get. And it's embedded on that page so that you've got that congruency with what the consumer's looking for, what they're looking at, and then you're validating that and helping them take the next step. Like that's one of the things that's really cool about it.
Yeah, it can be, the same message on your whole site, or it can be a specific page of your site and you've got one for FHA and jumbo and VA, and the message and the content on that page is specific to that. And there's something kind of cool I'll just share with you guys. This is just kind of tongue-in-cheek.
This is a game changer. This, honestly, Andrew, this blows my mind how you do this when you showed this to me.
So this is kind of funny. So I'm gonna go ahead and just this isn't something you'd probably really do, but I'm gonna go ahead and put a banner and a call to action on quickenloans.com because I think it's kind of funny to do that. But this is Quicken Loans' site, and there's me popping up talking to you about how Lead Pops is going to make all of your marketing work better. You might be thinking, like, why would I do that? Well, this is just kind of for fun, but this is where, hey, a blog post that I can't access the code for, but I want to share a content piece with my audience. I'll run it through my little link builder in the back end of Lead Pops. It spits out like a bit.ly-like short link, which you can customize the slug to say whatever you want. As long as no one's using something like /ginger, that is now your slug for that content page. I could put this on my single property websites.
Yeah, and it's definitely not just for fun, Andrew. If you get a Housing Wire article that you want to share on social media, you don't share the Housing Wire article, you share the short link video. And so then you have a video popping up saying what you're pulling out of this article and really just kind of owning it and overlaying it. It's a super, super strong strategy. I mean, it's kind of stealthy, but it's really, really high impact curation.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if I see this, I mean, this is so smart. I see this, the newsjacking, talking about a Housing Wire. You could do it over an MSN article, a CNBC article, something like that. You have your little video there, share that on social. And now you've just put yourself in the middle of the conversation, and instead of having, this is what I love, instead of having to go into Vidyard and record your screen and to do all of that, you just record a video and then pop it in here and then share that. I I think it's absolutely brilliant. For me, like, because I do a lot of, speaking at events, just like you do, I would use this. Like, I'm going to be in Vegas at a couple of events coming up in a couple of weeks. I will open up theirs. I'll do a video about what I'm going to be talking about, and then I will put it on top of the event website where they register, and I'll use that to market out. I mean, there's so many things that you can use this for. I think this is a huge game changer. And Frank, you're always the one. It's like gizmos and gadgets. What's the thing that's going to make a change in your business? What do you think?
Well, I'm just going to mark this day, August 31st, 2022 is the day that I thought I was smart. And then I met Andrew Pawlak. And then I realized I wasn't very smart at all. I think this is absolutely freaking amazing, dude. And bro, I got to get connected to you just to know you, man. This is just, you're incredible. And this is,
thank you for the
this is, and Scott, your idea and Ginger, here's a great article. I'm going to share this article on my Facebook with my little link, and they're going to come and see the article. And there I am,
on the article,
saying, hey man, come on, man. You really should look at buying a house right now or getting a refi done right now, whatever the case may be. Click my little link down below and we'll get you some information real quick.
Well, and
brilliant. It's just
and Frank, you're in real estate. Let's take this even to another level. So you're in real estate. So if I was a partner of yours and I had lead pops as a mortgage lender, I would help you. Maybe you got a Bloomberg article about how there's no inventory, but you have inventory in your community. So you can create that video. I can give you that link. You can share that as a real estate agent, saying everybody's saying there's no inventory, but over here in Vacaville or whatever, there's tons of inventory. Give me a call today and I can go out there and show you. Like this is a collaboration tool as well. Like this is, as a loan officer and a lead pops customer, you have these tools like the sticky bars, putting it on real estate agents' websites. You can really, you have really good partners. Exactly. Yeah. No,
I love this. I mean, this is so cool. And you think about people paying thousands of dollars to do that as seen on CNBC. It's like, you're doing it right here.
This is so fantastic. We do, I started a commercial loan company for my daughter, Katie, and we're running that now. And she's actually off to a really good start. She's in a month or so time, she's already got about a $3 million pipeline going and, 6 deals and just doing great. And the latest thing that we're looking at now is like really putting a push for hard money, hard money deals. And I could just see taking advantage of this in many, many, many different ways, man. This is fantastic. Really, really, very, very cool. Very cool.
And thank you all for the feedback. I want to throw something in there just because it's very important for the conversation. There are going to be sites that are going to block your ability to do this. It will tell you in the back end as soon as you run a site through, like I can put it on Quicken Loans. I can't put it on Zillow. Zillow tells me you can't do it, right? So there's an ability that some of these sites have because it's using iframe technology. So iframe will just tell you, hey, if this site can be iframed, it'll work. If it can't, it won't work. So just as a disclaimer, I want to make sure that certain sites you can't do it with. It's unfortunate, but it will tell you immediately. So, one of these use cases, for example, is this example with a realtor who's showcasing open houses coming up this weekend. And before I go and say, hey, check out these open houses this weekend, I put my ad offer on top of that page, and that's the link I'm going to share. So it's in line with what you're talking about. But unfortunately, some of the cool sites I would love to put my stuff on will tell you right off the bat, you can't do it, but you'll see that in the admin panel as you kind of experiment. And one of the things we're working on potentially, if we get enough feedback that this is something clients want, is a mechanism to actually feed ideas and articles and blogs into the back end using kind of triggers and keywords that clients are interested in. So it's like feeding you different content and ideas that you could
from
share.
Sites that you can overlay on.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
I love it.
Good enough. I love it. I love the video aspect, being able to add the video in there. That was Scott's idea. Good thinking, Scott.
Oh no, not even close. No, that's all Andrew. And yeah,
there's a lot of ways.
My day was like 5 years ago or 6 years ago when I realized that Andrew was one of the smartest people I've ever met.
Great stuff. Amazing. Yeah. I'd like to get you on a podcast. Can I do that, Andrew?
I'd be honored. Appreciate that.
Oh, I'll reach out to you, Ginger, if you can connect us, or
I
Scott,
will absolutely
email
connect
thread or something.
you. And that's one of the things too, Andrew, you're always, and I love you and your whole team. I've had the opportunity to have conversations and pick the brains of so many within your group. You are so humble and so giving, and so it's such a joy to be able to work with you. And I know I send a lot of my people over to you because I know you're going to take care of them. And that's one of the things I think a lot of times with people that build websites, that it's always that they don't get the industry so well, right? So maybe you're hiring someone and they don't understand the industry, or it's just a cookie cutter thing. And this makes it to where it's great content that you have with the lead pops, but it's your own. It's a way to put your video in there quick, easy. You don't have to, go through a lot of production on it. And that to me is what's honestly so brilliant about it, is because that's where a lot of people are challenged. They want to do, it's not that they don't want to do video. I think people want to do video. It's just like, how do I use it? How can I leverage it? And you've made it easy to do that. So thank you for that.
Well, and again, it's the details, but that GIF presentation of the video before you even pressing play, it's sitting there playing on mute, it's looping on mute. So the call to action, so it's automatically drawing your attention over there. I love that. Instead of just being a static image with a play button on it. It's like, you've always been best in market. You've always been ahead of the game. It's just like your products continue to continue to amaze me. I love it.
It's what I like about it too, is like with the other ones, but the one where the call to action was at the top of the web page and the button was kind of pulsing, right? And here you've got the show me now kind of wiggling. I tell you, years ago, we were developing our very first product and I was working with a programmer and there was a button that said, can you make it blink or can you make it wiggle or something? You know what I mean? Like, and he was laughing at me, blink and wiggle. And here I am now looking at it. I knew that was a good idea. It's hey, what's the cost of all this? I mean, I'm sure people are going to say, wow, what do I got to invest to have something cool like this?
Yeah, I mean, it starts at $97 a month for just the bare bones product offering, and it goes up to $597 a month where we do a full website, reputation, we drive traffic, we help with an entire marketing strategy for you. So for the DIYers, there's a very basic product where you can just have your hands on the tool set, and then there's a whole done for you marketing package where we'll partner up with you to not just give you the tools, but actually help you drive traffic and set up a whole kind of ecosystem of different solutions. And that's right now been our most popular offering, is our marketing bundles.
And so how hands-on is the support if you want to go for the full-blown deal? Like, because a lot of people, and I throw myself in there, man, it hurts my brain to think I got to get involved in another cloud-based product and I got to figure the whole thing out.
That's where so many of our clients come to us. They're like, I want to do loans. I want to go out and talk to realtors and like focus on business. I don't want to be you guys. So they partner with us and hire us to do that. And you asked about support, so I just wanted to pull this up, that we take this stuff really seriously. So we've got a 5.0 rating, 724 5-star reviews. We track how quickly we answer calls, emails, what our support grade is from our customers. We talk about it daily. So this stuff matters a whole lot, and we're here to really partner with you. We've got great tools, but the tools don't just like generate business. We have to be here as a support team to help you with implementation and being successful. Even when leads come in, it's, can we help you make sure you're closing those leads? So, integrating your different tool sets, your CRM, all that stuff is part of what we offer.
Killer. Great stuff. Very, very cool.
I love it.
I love it too.
So Lead Pops is where you can find information. And Andrew, we'd love to have you back on again, because I know besides just this, you have a lot as far as strategy and marketing and how to leverage all of that, because that's what you do. So we'd love to have you back on again. And definitely hop on Frank's. He has a great podcast that he does for the industry that talks about gizmos and gadgets. And I think this is definitely a gizmo and a gadget.
Gizmos, gadgets, and game changers. You're gonna have
I'd like to get him on Breakfast Club. I think Breakfast Club would be good.
Yeah, definitely.
So breakfast,
and that's it right now. The market is changing, and people are very well aware of that. but every time there's a change, that it provides an opportunity. And
Yep.
for me personally, my business has always grown during a changing market. And I think for a lot of people, just like you getting Katie involved into the niche products and doing the loans nobody else wants to do. And she's already got a pipeline of over 3 million. It's like, guys, change, you have to change, but you have to keep marketing. And I think that's the most important thing. You have to have an online presence. You have to do that beginning with your website, combining in with the videos and all of the social media, and then also the mindset, which I know Breakfast Club does such a great job, Frank, as far as keeping people into that mindset. So whatever you're doing out there, make sure you are continuing to market, keeping your mindset, and keep going, because this is just a change, something we're used to, right? And so look for those opportunities. And Katie, you know what? She would like, this would be build a little niche website for her. And
Oh, we're going to do it. I'm all over it. That's, part of my reason asking how much is I was already figuring out what I'm going to wind up paying, Andrew. But I mean, I just look.
There was no wrong answer.
So yeah, but no, we've been using video a lot, Ginger, for Katie, and she really likes to do it. She's really good on it. She's gotten so much more comfortable, and it's paying off, man. It's paying off. There's no doubt. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, video does pay off. So we have a new originator who started brand new, Mike, who we had on, who does the Knoxville Bites, and he's great about doing videos every single week. And I loved it. He actually got a call the other day from a realtor who he didn't even know, because he had just moved to Knoxville, and they sent him a straight up application, just like, okay, hey, we watched your Knoxville Bites, absolutely loved it. Let's, we've got someone we want to send to you. So it works.
It does. That's awesome. It's just putting yourself out there, having the courage, and believing in yourself, and all these things. It's a lot of people. There's this smart guy out there named Brad Lee. He's got some interesting content, but he talks about the fact that, you're worth it. And if you don't think you're worth it, maybe that's not for you, but believe in yourself. And I love that message, because it's like, we could all do this. It's a struggle for people to get started, and the thought of, hey, I'm not going to get so many views, and it's an ego hit. But before you know it, success stories like what you just shared start to happen, and it becomes part of your overall kind of strategy, and it works. So
yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us. We would love to have you back on again. And if you're watching this next week, our guest will be Tim Davis, and we're excited to have him as well. Yeah,
very cool.
So good. So thanks, guys. Make it a great week. Have a great Labor Day weekend. It's the last weekend of December.
Thanks, everybody.
Right on. We'll see you guys.
Hi. Thanks, Andrew.
Take it easy.
Thank you. Bye.